Well, this is not the next morning. Yeah, unfortunately, when I was working on the van last, I managed to injure my back quite severely. So we are now at approximately 2 weeks later, and just coming back to start getting into it again. Now, if I recall, this side was completely finished, did all the welding and everything, so this side is all done except for the corners near the wheel arches, near the fenders. I'd left them because obviously I do have to rebuild them, so I don't want to put anything in there that I may end up having to cut back out. Right, so we are working on the other side today. Hopefully I'd like to get that done, but I am taking things a little easier because of the back injury. It isn't completely healed just yet, so I don't want to screw things back up again. But that's where we stand right now. I'm going to put the camera down, get the shop opened, get some power out here, and yeah, make a start. So hopefully I'll be back later today with an update. Well, it's been a long day, but there we have it. This entire side is now welded up. Nice and solid. Now, I haven't bodyworked this yet. I've just done a very light skimming, a little bit of sanding, and but no real bodyworking on it yet. The reason for that is, I don't know if you can see, there's little dents around here. Okay, so I haven't touched that yet. The main thing I wanted was these rocker panels all welded up and nice and solid. That way I could then begin working on the wheel arches. And there's no point in bodyworking that yet when I've got to do the wheel arches and there'll be bodyworking to do there as well. So I will do that all together, and therefore left the dents there. These doors are to switch out, so not too bothered about the bottoms of there. Of course, this wheel arch and everything is all nice and solid, but it needs to be finished off. As for the other side, obviously that's already done, and yeah, gotten into it nicely. It has been a long day. There was as usual, there was more to it than initially anticipated, but it's done and I'm happy with it. So, really debating what to do next. Obviously today I'm going to pack up. It's getting on for 5:30, 6, something like that, and yeah, so I am going to pack up for today. But I think tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow morning, I'm in an auto jumble. I need to just sell some bits off, stock up the old funds to keep this roll. So yeah, tomorrow morning I'm at an auto jumble, so I won't be back till lunchtime or just after. Anyway, what I'm thinking, I may do the entire underside to the back axle, just get the wire wheel on the angle grinder. It is a very unpleasant job, but you know, it's got to be done at some point. And yeah, tomorrow afternoon when I'm back seems to be as good a chat. Tomorrow afternoon seems to be a good time to do that. So that's what I'm thinking. Hit that underside with a wire wheel, get it painted, and then, well, see how the rest of the week plays out. But I may try and get the engine in. And I know I said that several times, and something has always come up to prevent that happening, but I'm kind of at that point now where there's no reason, after that underside is done and painted, Oh, that is something I do need to do before I put the engine in. I want to change these power steering pipes. Yeah, so I'll probably do those first, because that it's going to be way easier to do it now than it is when the engine's in. So I'll probably do that first. But and once the engine and drivetrain's back in, I'm not putting the fuel tank in yet, because I've got side skirts to go on this, and I may have to put brackets on up near the tank. So I know it's diesel, but at the end of the day the tank's plastic and I don't want to melt any holes in it. So what I'll do is, once the engine's in, I'll set the tank basically on the ground wherever it goes. So I think what I'll do is, once the engine, transmission and everything is in and hooked up, I'll probably just set the tank on the ground, put some diesel in it, and just see if I can get it fired up. And that's the other thing. Before get into doing anything on putting the dashboard in, I want to make sure the engine fires, because this has an immobilizer system and I want to ensure that is working. Now, while we're in here, heater box, couple of ideas. One, that is the dash panel that I did. That lower hole there's like a little cubby sits on there. Now what I may be able to do is actually just mount that up there. However, do have another thought, because if you recall, the later dash, most of the dials on it actually just work little stepper motors, little servos, they're all electronic, where on this it's the mechanical one. Now, had a thought, and yes, I am walking towards an LDV. What I'm going to look at, now not out of this one obviously, but see the heater controls, they are basically the same as the later dash. So what I'm thinking of doing is, and I believe these are all mechanical, so just close that. So what I'm going to do is, when I do get to the dashboard, I'm going to take it out of this. Now obviously it's full of crap at the moment, and I'll just put a little steering wheel. I haven't seen one of those in a long time. Damn, remember those things? Anyway, I digress. Yeah, what I'll do is I'll take the actual heater controls out of that and see if I can adapt them to work. So that's where we are with the Transit right now. Yeah, pack up for the night and I will be back tomorrow. Well, the time is finally here. We're going to start wire brushing the underside of this. Let's just stick that there for the moment. Yeah, obviously I've been putting this off because it's very unpleasant and I don't really want to do it, but it has to be done. So why does this always happen? Why do cables always end up wrapped up around themselves? Yeah, obviously plenty of protective gear going under there. Let me just sit there, thank you. Because it's pretty damn gnarly when you get going. And yeah, these wire wheels are absolutely vicious. But yeah, don't call angle grinders widow makers for nothing. Yeah, and there we have it. And it's not just a case of all the debris absolutely flying everywhere. You just come out so friggin' covered in everything imaginable. Anyway, enough of me bitching about this. Let me put this to one side I'm going to pull those boards, just manoeuvre them around so I've at least got something reasonably comfortable to lay on. And yeah, let's just do it. Okay, so that's that all done. Wasn't as bad as I'd anticipated, but still ain't a pleasant job. So I was just running an airline out here. I'm going to start hitting it with the underbody protection. I've got the entire, from the rear axle all the way to the front axle is now wire brushed down. Still got bits of crap inside my shirt, which I'm getting out at the moment. But so the next thing is to hit it with the underbody sealer. What I'm using at the moment is a Schultz. It's just general heavy duty. It's like a bitumen type product. It sprays on nicely, seals everything up. So a couple of containers of this. I've got it sitting in there right now because although it's quite hot outside at the moment, I think it's about 74, 75. It's supposed to get up to 90 later. But what I've done is sat it inside the van, and that just heats it up even more, makes it a little bit more liquidy. So anyway, let's get on with it, and I'll put the camera down again and I will get under there and start painting. Okay, go on side, and there we go. As I said, done up to the approximately the back axle there, and yeah, she's looking good under here. So next thing I'm going to do is the new power steering lines are going on now, and then that's it. I may have run the brake line, I'm not sure yet. I do have the old one out, it's over the other side there, but yeah, it's after that it'll be put the engine in. So yeah, happy days. So there's the old ones out there now. Yeah, they're just a mess. I mean, they weren't leaking, but you know what, engine and everything's out. It'd be stupid not to replace them at this point. So yeah, it's although I did for a moment think I'd run into an issue, because this one here is just so close to this engine mount. I thought, I don't think I'm going to have to take the engine mount out again, but luckily you can squeeze in there. So anyway, I'll get these installed, and that is really it for work underneath and everything at this point. Won't be doing the engine today. I want to keep a full day for that tomorrow, mainly because first of all, I really would like to have some help with it. My buddy Andy will be here tomorrow, so we will also have access to, I don't know where it's at the moment, but a big diesel forklift, and that'll lift the engine and box there very easily, you know. So there'll be no messing about with engine cranes or anything like that, because I don't want to take it off these ramps yet. I still want to keep it up on these ramps so that I can do the exhaust system, do these wheel wells, wheel arches, etc. And just to make it a convenient working height. Now, I think that is about that. Well, big days here, and just in the process of getting ready to start putting the engine back in. Yeah, this is what I've been working towards, and yeah, very excited. Now, I had thought about trying to get it started today, but I do have to head back and basically do some work to earn some money. So I think the aim is just going to be to get it into the van, get it as hooked up as possible, like I said yesterday, not putting the fuel tank in yet. So what I may do is, I've got a few days work ahead of me, so I'm going to come back probably next weekend, and I'll bring some diesel with me, and we'll try and get it running just off the diesel can, rather than putting the tank in, because there's a couple of things I want to do under there before I get to that. So, well, that's it. She's almost in. Unfortunately, Andy has had to run off for the moment, take his wife to work. So, just a good excuse to stop, have something to eat, something cool to drink. But yeah, she's almost there. That engine mount there, and this one over here, and then that's it, she's done. I need to get the chain adjusted a little bit so she pulls up higher on this side. But yeah, we are just about there. Well, there we go. She's in, bolted up, cross members in. Don't know if you can tell, but she is sitting quite a bit lower on the springs. So that's it. I am calling it a day. I'm going to head off and yeah, get back to this maybe sometime next week. Yeah, this was a tough one today. It really put up a battle, but she went in eventually. Anyway, so that's it. You know the drill, come back and see me, have a good one, take care.